You said back then that Facebook would always be free. Is that still your objective?
Senator, yes. There will always be a version of Facebook that is free.
Well, if so, how do you sustain a business model in which users don't pay for your service?
Senator, we run ads.
If I'm emailing within WhatsApp, does that ever inform your advertisers?
No, we don't see any of the content in WhatsApp. It's fully encrypted.
Let's say I'm emailing about Black Panther within WhatsApp. Do I get a Black Panther banner ad?
Senator, Facebook systems do not see the content of messages being transferred over WhatsApp.
Yeah, I know, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking about whether these systems talk to each other without a human being touching it.
Senator, I think the answer to your specific question is if you message someone about Black Panther in WhatsApp, it would not inform any ads.
Okay. I want to follow up on Senator Nelson.
Are you willing to expand my right to know who you're sharing my data with?
Senator, we already give you a list of apps that you're using, and you signed into those yourself and provided affirmative consent.
Right.
As I've said before, we don't share any data with...
that user agreement. Are you willing to expand my right to prohibit you from sharing my data?
Senator, again, I believe that you already have that control.
Facebook has initially shut down the Chick-fil-A Appreciation Day page, has blocked a post of a Fox News reporter, has blocked over 24 Catholic pages, and most recently blocked Trump supporters Diamond and Silk's page with 1.2 million Facebook followers after determining their content and brand were, quote, unsafe to the community. To a great many Americans, that appears to be a pervasive pattern of political bias. In your testimony, you say that you have 15 to 20,000 people working on security and content review. Do you know the political orientation of those 15 to 20,000 people engaged in content review?
No, Senator. We do not generally ask people about their political orientation when they're joining the company.
So how many data categories do you store, does Facebook store on the categories that you collect?
Senator, can you clarify what you mean by data categories?
There's some past reports that have been out there that indicate that Facebook collects about 96 data categories for those 2 billion active users. That's 192 billion data points that are being generated, I think, at any time from consumers globally. So how many does Facebook store out of that? Do you store any?
Senator, I'm not actually sure what that is referring to.
Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. Today is Friday, December 7th, 2018. And today we're going to be talking about privacy coins and privacy and so on and so forth. Why? Well, because there was this article that I posted in the Discord a few days ago. I don't know, it's probably been a while now. And it doesn't seem like most people are talking about it. But you know, again, going back to Bitcoin and the privacy issue and all this other stuff, and how these could be the warning signs, the red flags as to why maybe Bitcoin might not be around in the future. And not to say there's nothing wrong with Bitcoin and other cryptos, but you know, why maybe something like a Monero might be around a lot more than Bitcoin. And maybe Bitcoin will be around for a long time, but it'll be more like the US dollar is today, and so on and so forth. So, and in this article, they're pretty much talking about how they have been able to freeze the accounts, or, you know, trace, you know, accounts that have received Bitcoin and taken Bitcoin, and they have put sanctions and extra sanctions on Iran for having these individuals there and having them, you know, transacting with these individuals. And so, look, the point I'm making is that the government pretty much already said that, hey, we can track Bitcoin addresses just like a bank address. So we can't shut down your bank account, but we can prevent, you know, others from doing business with you, so that we're going to prevent others from doing business with you, and so it will encourage those others, saying, hey, if you do business with that guy or that state or that country, then what we're going to do is that we're not going to do business with you, and then we're going to put sanctions on you. We're going to come out after you, and so on and so forth. So they're already attempting and trying to stop Bitcoin, regulating Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and so on and so forth. And I don't think it's going to work, because we already know. Let's just say that they don't want. They can't do that. Well, I'll eventually move these coins somehow. Either I move them from wallet to wallet to wallet, or I move them over the counter, or there's other ways. And there's so many people around the world, so there's ways to move and get rid of these coins. So, and that's the truth of the crypto. It's not like a thing where, like, for example, dollars. It's just so many other things in which they don't hold value. You know what I mean? Pretty much, if the U.S. says that, and so, which is a government entity. So this is why, even Bitcoin, even though it might even though the government might try to shut it down, it'll still be viable and used around the world. And it's only going to be bad for the U.S. more than anything else. But this could start setting a precedent, is all I'm saying, all right? For future, how they're going to go out after countries. So, they might start, going out after countries, like how they were saying in the article, like Iran and maybe Venezuela and so on and so forth, that, they are finding a way around U.S. dollar sanctions by using cryptocurrency. So the U.S. government might say, hey, if anyone does any business with any Bitcoin addresses that come out of these countries, then you're gonna have a problem with us, and so on and so forth. Which, again, guys, they can say all these things and shit like that, but they're not gonna really be able to enforce it. I mean, they'll be able to enforce it if people are dumb enough to not heed the warnings and move on to the next thing. Meaning moving on to another coin, moving things to other addresses or wallets, or so on and so forth. There's solutions to all this stuff, because that's the beauty of what crypto is, that no matter what, they can't really stop you. You know what I mean? They can't. They can, like, if they don't like you, they can stop your bank account, they can do whatever. But if they all of a sudden want you to, want to stop your currency flow, and you only have Bitcoin and shit like that, there's still ways around that. It's just like kind of like gold, you know what I mean? Where the only way they can get, they can get that gold is if they take it off your dead prying hands. That kind of same situation, So that's a space we're moving in. So if all of a sudden, Bitcoin becomes just a fancy bank ledger, then people are not going to use it. The only people that are going to use Bitcoin are going to be people that are, totally fine with the U.S. government or whatever government or the central banks knowing all of your business. So it's still going to function, and people are still going to use it. But as the situation increases, in which these central banks and governments are making life miserable and more horrible for the average person, no matter what your income, more and more people are moving away from these things. And they just are. They're being pushed away. And then a lot of times they don't even want to get, a lot of people don't want to, like, not use dollars anymore. But if all of a sudden your own country or that country doesn't want you to use dollars, there's not really much you can do. Or if, there's a multitude of reasons. We could talk about this all day. But we're not, because I got a lot of things to fucking do. But I just wanted to bring this up because I don't think a lot of people are talking about it, and I know a lot of people, that the people that are behind Monero and people that are super privacy coins all the way, those individuals. I'm coming. All these individuals are they totally understand this issue, and they've understood this issue for a long time, and it just takes everyone a different perspective, or everyone gets to the same point at a different rate, and so on and so forth. So I was so bullish on Bitcoin and so bullish on crypto that sometimes I forget these other things. And sometimes, again, I'm learning so many more new things. Like when I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast and the episode I made yesterday, and where I mentioned that, I was just realizing, as he was talking about it, where he was pretty much saying where, hey, Bitcoin might not be the greatest thing, and let me give you the reasons why. And he wasn't naming Bitcoin by name, but he was just pretty much saying, what Bitcoin and the distributed ledger and all that, what that is. And so again, I've already kind of mentioned it before, where it could eventually just be like gold and that kind of thing, where people would want to be on that ledger and let others know, look, I have this many Bitcoin, like saying I have this many gold bars, that kind of shit. But again, if the government doesn't allow you to have a certain amount of Bitcoin, just like the government doesn't allow you to have more than $10,000 in gold or silver, this is the same fucking thing. Only you can keep as much gold and silver as you want because you hide it. Just same as Bitcoin, you can, or same as other cryptocurrencies, you can hide these things. But if all of a sudden, they're using the blocktivity or whatever the fuck, what is it, the thing, their ledger reader. But if all of a sudden they are keeping track of every single Bitcoin address, and if any Bitcoin address within the U.S. is that they know of, it has more than $10,000, they're going to come down on you and so on and so forth. Then people are not going to use it for that. And only in the U.S. Doesn't mean that they're not going to use it anywhere else, but it's just that's the way it is. I speak more about the U.S. because I feel like a lot of you guys are in the U.S. And if you're in Europe or Australia or any other English-speaking country, for the most part, you understand. And you get what I'm saying here, because, you're all going through a similar situation. But, for the most part, other countries don't. And just like when I was, like, again, to go back to the Joe Rogan thing, and the guy, when he was talking about AI and Bitcoin, fucking Big Bertha's so fucking loud today. Sorry about the noise, guys. He was just saying that, like, how we look at the robots and AI in this part of the world is more like, they're evil and dystopian and they're gonna fucking be the death of us. But how robots are looked in Asia and in Asian culture, robots are fucking our best friend. They're awesome. They're great. They fucking help us with a million fucking things. And how the guy was saying, where it's all about we, the people, have to teach this AI the right way. So we are the parents and we have to take responsibility for this shit. And it's the same thing for everything. It's not just that. All right? We create our own future. So if we build robots and we teach them to be shitty like we're shitty, then when they grow up, they're going to be fucking shitty to us because that's what we taught them. Okay? This goes for everything else. Okay? You create your own universe. If you're a shitty person and everyone around you thinks you're a shitty person and you keep fucking being a shitty person, eventually the whole fucking world is going to be against you, and you're like, why is this? And again, why is because you were shitty to everything around you, so now everything is being shitty to you just because they don't want you to be shitty to them. So it's the same fucking thing. So it's the same thing with the AI and those other stuff. If we teach this AI and robot to be the nicest, kindest, best thing in the world, and we give it's the real human values of love and compassion and all this other stuff, well, guess what? That's what it's going to learn, and that's what it's going to keep learning and keep fucking pushing and through the neural and pushing through the neural networks and this the ginormous brain is going to keep teaching itself and other AIs how to be this way. And so it'll be our best friend and the most awesome thing ever. And if in fact we might be learning shit from them, where we might fuck up being a little bit too shitty, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, maybe that's not so nice. Why did you kick that dog? Don't kick the dog. You feel me? And that's how we got to look at it. But again, it's up to us. And again, it's not just AI, it's everything from Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency to every single thing. We create our own universe. We create our own everything. Okay? So right now we have total control of this new thing, which is, crypto, the blockchain, all of this technology, all this stuff. But it's up to us what we're going to do with it. Are we going to relinquish control and let the government just fucking, dictate what's going to happen? Or are we going to, stand up and see that this is the way that we can take the control back, and that we are the ones in control and that they work for us? But again, if we do that, that means that we have to get off our fucking lazy ass off that fucking chair and actually fucking do something about it. But yeah, exactly. That takes work. So that's the whole point that I'm trying to make here. We all need to get to work. And we can create this awesome new world and universe that is right around the corner. But again, it's up to us. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for everything. You guys have been freaking awesome as always. It's been a great week, awesome week. On the 10th, December 10th, that is my 1-year anniversary as a crypto YouTuber. So that's pretty fucking awesome. Woo! So I'm gonna see if I can make a little something and to celebrate and so on and so forth. Also, yeah, I think we'll talk about it on the Discord. But speaking of Discord, please don't forget to, join the Discord. Just continue this conversation there. We know that's where I always continue this conversation. We all continue this conversation there. And it's awesome. It's great. Also, don't forget to join me on Twitch every Monday and Thursday night. Last night was freaking awesome as always, and I can't wait to see you guys on Monday. Oh shit, it's gonna be the 1-year anniversary. I didn't even think of that. All right, guys. Hey, I love you guys. You guys are the best. If you want to keep supporting this program, supporting me, and supporting this whole thing, don't forget, become a patron, or just, leave a little something down there. We got all the links, all the banks, the not banks, all that shit, Again, every time I try to be funny, it never works. I just gotta be natural. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, and I'll see you guys on Sunday for the weekend review. And see you guys on Monday. 1 year later. Holy shit. All right, guys. Love you. Peace out, and I'll see you.
Do you feel like it's a backlash, or do you feel like you're violating people's privacy? Do you feel like you're adequately portrayed as a... Because I want to wonder about the person who actually created this thing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff happened along the way. I think, there were real learning points and turning points along the way in terms of building things. It really went from this position very early on where we were just in this college dorm room to, we moved out to California. It was a few friends and me. And, it just kind of had this project feel for a while. And there was this real turning point when companies started trying to buy the company for a huge amount of money. And, I had to kind of get my friends together and we had to decide what was it that we really cared about and what was it that we wanted to do. And we decided not to take those offers. And,
right.
To me, a lot of that decision was that what we wanted to do and what we wanted to spend, a big part of our lives doing was just continuing to push and kind of build products that help people share information,
right.
build products that help people stay connected. And that's really what we're spending our time doing. And I think there's just been a lot of space between that early stuff and where we are now. If I knew what I knew now then I hope I wouldn't have made those mistakes. But I can't go back and change the past. I can only do what we think is the right thing going forward.
So, before we move off this privacy thing, and I thought that was a fascinating
Right,
answer.
it's okay. You want to take off the hoodie?
I never take off the hood.
I know you don't. What's with that? There's a group of women in the audience that wish you would. And...
No.
Girls?
Whoa.
All right.
Sorry. Yeah, that's okay.
Can you explain what this instant personalization thing was that you did, and why you did it, and what's the value of it to your users?
Maybe I should take off the hoodie.
Take off the hoodie.
Go ahead.
You want
What
to?
the hell?
You want? Go ahead. Here. Let me get someone. You all right?
Yeah.
This is a great moment in internet history.
What?
All right.
What are we gonna do with the mic?
Put it on your...
All right.
Put it on the collar of your T-shirt. Do you want some?
Do you need some help?
No, I'm good.
All right. Okay. Mark?
Sorry about the...
Sorry about being warm, Mark.
No, it's...
We're not even yelling at you
Yeah.
yet.
We're not going to yell at it.
No, we're of course not. That is a warm hoodie.
Yeah, no, it's a thick hoodie. It's a company hoodie. We print our mission on the inside.
What? Oh my
really?
God, the inside of the hoodie, everybody. Take a moment. What is it? Making the
world more open and connected.
Oh my God, it's like a secret
Cool.
cult. Look at that, making the world open and connected, stream graph platform, and this weird symbol in the middle that is probably for the Illuminati. Oh, 2010.
No, it's 2010.
Okay. Oh no.